Hey guys, and welcome back to Pokemon Origins. Today we'll be looking at Arceus, the creator of the Pokemon universe. Now I'm going to get this out of the way nice and quickly. Arceus' English name has had 3 different pronunciations. The announcer of Pokemon Battle Revolution pronounced it Arceus. A promotional trailer for Arceus and the Jewel of Life used pronunciation Arceus. In the final release of Arceus and the Jewel of Life, it was pronounced Arceus, which was affirmed by the official pronunciation by a Pokemon.com mailbag and also by the Pokemon Essential Handbook. So Arceus is the Alpha Pokemon as number 493 in the National Dex, being the last Pokemon in the Dex in Generation 4. Arceus is also known as the original one, as it is said that it created Sinnoh and Ransei, the land featured in Pokemon Conquest, and also possibly in the entire Pokemon universe, along with the Late Guardians and Creation Trio. Arceus can only be found in the wild legitimately with the Azure Flute, which was never distributed at any official event and can only be obtained by cheating. However, Arceus itself was distributed via multiple Nintendo events in 2009 and 2010, and was distributed via the Pokemon Global Link in 2012. Arceus is a normal type Pokemon, but through the use of plates can become any type, as we will look into a bit later on. It stands at 3.2 meters or 10 foot 6 inches tall and weighs in at 320 kilograms or 705.5 pounds. Arceus is an equine being similar to a Quilin, which itself is a mythical hooved Chinese chimerical creature, and it's also like a centaur. Its body is white with a grey vertically striated underside, the pattern of which has similar occurrences on the underside of Arceus' mane, tail and face. And Arceus' 4 pointed feet are tipped with gold hooves. Its mane is quite long, jutting away from its head, and its face is grey, with green eyes and red pupils, and a green circular pattern below its eyes. Arceus also has a streak of gold coloration on its head, and ears that point upward. Its neck is fairly long, with 2 pairs of extrusions to the sides, and a flap-like feature on the neck's underside that is coloured white like much of the body. It also has a golden cross-like wheel attached to its body by its round abdomen, which changes colour along with its eyes and hooves based on Arceus' current type. The wheel also has 4 jewels attached to it. The pattern of striated grey of Arceus' underbelly resumes past Arceus' waist, and the underside of Arceus' limbs also being grey in coloration, and with extrusions at the top of the legs. Arceus' tail is fairly like its mane in shape and coloration, and according to legend, it has 1,000 arms, but I'm going to do some myth busting here as no equines have arms. However, this may relate to the unknown. Arceus is particularly based on a creator deity, present in many world cultures. The conception of the first god might be influenced from the Kuno Tikotachi and Amino Minakanushi, who, according to Shinto myth, summoned Izanami and Izanagi to create Japan with the spear. It may also be a reference to the Chinese mythical creature, the Quilin. Its myth is nearly identical to that of the Pangu, the Chinese creation deity. Arceus may be inspired by, or a representation of, the Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara, who in Buddhism is either pictured with 11 heads and 1,000 arms, the latter of which is mentioned in Arceus' flavor text, or in a white 4-armed manifestation, which could look similar to a normal type Arceus. Some inspiration may have come from a horse because of its platinum sprite and attack movements in Pokemon Battle Revolution. Arceus is a genderless Pokemon, so there are no gender differences. First, let's look at its shiny differences. I personally love this change. The entire body changed from a silvery metallic grey colour to a majestic gold, which just looks amazing. Now going back to the plates I mentioned earlier. Aside from its normal colouring and type, there are 16 plates which change its visual style and type altogether. Here is a list of plates and the changes they make. The Meadow plate changes Arceus to a grass type. The ring around its body is now green, as are its hooves and the small mound on its head. The gems inside the ring and its eyes are now yellow. The Flame plate changes Arceus to a fire type. The ring, hooves and mound on its head are now a fiery orange colour, and the gems and eyes are yellow. The Splash plate changes Arceus to a water type, with the rings, hooves and mound now varying shades of blue, and the gems and eyes are light sky blue. The Sky Plate, which is one of my two favourite looking changes, makes Arceus the flying type and changes the hooves, ring and mound to an indigo-y purple colour. The gemstones in the eyes are now a lighter purple than the body. The Insect Plate changes Arceus to the bug type and changes the mound, hooves and ring to a darker green colour, very much like the traditional Christmas tree colour. The eyes and gems now appear to be pink. The Toxic Plate changes Arceus to a poison type and changes the hooves, mound and ring to a dark purple, with the eyes and gems now being a lighter purple. The Zap Plate changes Arceus to an electric type and changes the ring, mound and hooves to a golden sunshine yellow, with the eyes and gems looking orange. The Mind Plate changes Arceus to a psychic type and changes the mound, rings and hooves to a pinky red colour, the eyes and gems now appearing green in an interesting contrast. The Stone Plate changes Arceus to the rock type and changes the ring, hooves and mound to a murky brown like you see in a muddy river. The eyes and gems are now a lighter shade of this. The Earth Plate changes Arceus to a ground type and changes the mound, hooves and ring to a wood brown colour, much like Minecraft's normal oak trees. The eyes and gems now appear to be a murky brown colour from the Stone Plate. The Dread Plate changes Arceus to the dark type and changes the hooves, ring and mound to a black colour. The gems and eyes are now contrasting blood red. The Spooky Plate, which for no prize is guessing that it changes the Arceus to the ghost type, makes the mound, ring and hooves a bluey purple. The eyes and gems now, like the Dread Plate, appear red. The Iron Plate makes Arceus the steel type, and as a result the ring, hooves and mound are themselves a steely grey. The eyes and gems are yellow. The Fist Plate makes Arceus the fighting type, with the ring, mound and hooves appearing the shade that would come to your mind if I said red brick house, with the eyes and gems looking a sort of amber colour. The Icicle Plate, which again makes Arceus, the ice type, it now appears as a mainly icy blue colour, with the secondary being pretty much white but slightly different to the white of the main body. The final plate is the Draco Plate, which makes Arceus the dragon type. His main colour is now purple, with his secondary colour being green. Now onto the Pokédex entries. Diamond Pokédex entry describes it as the Pokemon that shaped the universe with its 1,000 arms. As I've mentioned already, it has no visible arms, but it could be a reference to the unknown as we see them helping him create a Dialga, Palkia or Giratina for you in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, via the special Shinto Ruins event. The Pearl Pokédex entry says that this Pokemon was born before the universe even existed, which is similar to, or could spark an argument similar to the real life argument about if God created the universe and is real, what created God? And the rest roughly say this: it is said to have emerged from an egg in a place where there was nothing and then shaped the world. Arceus may be a combination of arch, referring to the highest point, the spear pillar, Arcanus, which is Latin for secret or sacred mystery, Archaic, which means ancient, Arche, which is Greek for beginning, or Archetypus, which is Latin for original, and finally may come from Deus, which means Latin for God. It may also derive from Aureus, which means golden in reference to its hooves and its wheel, Arc, which is again referencing to its ring, or Arceus, which is an aspect of the astral plane. And now let us look at the height comparison chart. At 10 foot high, this is nearly double my height. Most horses are between 7 and 19 hands high, meaning the middle point would be about 12 hands. Each hand is 4 inches, meaning the 12 hand average horse would be 4 foot. So Arceus is 2.5 average horses. He would be one impressive mount. The only difference in sprites is that in the second half of Generation 4 sprites, it rears up on its hind legs like horses do in statues in real life, and for the rest it's on all fours staring into the distance. So guys, that's it for this episode and the Sinnoh region. Of course the Unova region will be coming soon. I hope you guys tune in for that. There's a very special surprise coming as well. So guys, see you next time. Like and comment on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and bye guys.